What's up, meta nerds? This video is all about the Mimbanese species. The Mimbanese are a rare species on the galactic stage, as their planet Mimban was seen as a useless backwater for tens of thousands of years before some mining prospectors discovered hyperbarite only a couple hundred years before the Clone Wars. The Mimbanese species dwells underground, leading to the development of their large, unblinking eyes that help them see in incredibly low light conditions. They had reptilian skin similar to a Trandoshan, but with colors of reds and black, and these small facial horns. This species hardly ever traveled up to the surface until the mining companies started to show up on Mimban. These alien invaders brought armadas of mining ships full of equipment that quickly destroyed all of this world's rainforests so that they could start cracking the actual surface of this planet in order to get to the hyperbarite that was crucial to many starship functions. This energy mining process released gases into the atmosphere that, when combined with the planet-wide loss of vegetation, led to catastrophic climate change. This deforestation and increased rainfall led to a transformation of Mimban into a massive mud world, driving the Mimbanese out of their subterranean cities to figure out what the hell is going on up in the surface world. Sadly, the effects were nearly impossible to reverse at this point, but when the CIS invaded this planet during the Clone Wars, the Republic armed the Mimbanese with weapons, tech, and training via the 224th Division, which came to be known as the Mud Jumpers. The Republic promised to relocate and provide aid for all of the Mimbanese once the Separatists were defeated, causing many soldiers like Icento to believe that they were fighting for the very survival of their species. Once Palpatine turned the Republic into an empire, the old agreements with Icento's people were ignored, in favor of continuing the mineral stripping of Mimban in order to fuel the Imperial war machine. Realizing that they had been betrayed, Icento rallied the Mimbanese, and by using old Clone Wars era tech, like infrared and sonar pulse detectors, comm units, and blasters like the Blastech F-78, they were able to maintain guerrilla-style attacks on Imperial positions for over 10 years. What became known as the Mimbanese Liberation Army developed tactics where they launched strikes from their underground bases while wearing camouflage in order to blend in with the rare patches of sedge grass. Even their blasters were modified with vibroblades so that they could be swung like an axe in order to punch through the armor of Imperial troops. Other creative ways to avoid the technologically superior Empire was to attach these large heat-dispersing barrels to reduce the signal of these blasters on scanners. All this combined with their incredibly dense and powerful muscles that let them easily run through the thick mud, and you can see why the Mimbanese were a terrifying and difficult opponent to conquer. And then if the Mimbanese didn't get you, their billions of years separated biological cousins would, the microbiotic bacteria that were some of the only other life forms left on Mimban, that would float through the air and settle in a trooper's lung, before growing large enough to kill the invading human. So that's it for their history. And the only interesting behind-the-scenes fact is that while I love the muddy World War I inspired trench warfare aspect of this movie, I don't know how much sense it makes given the lore of the Mimbanese, as in a world like Star Wars where repulsor tech is ubiquitous, it seems like if your enemy lived underground and launched surprise attack from subterranean bases, I don't know how effective it would be to live in a trench. It almost makes it much more terrifying, as the Mimbanese could just pop out of the walls at any point, something that could have easily been defeated by just having a floating base. So that's it for the Mimbanese species, but most important of all, remember, never expect Palpatine to honor agreements made with aliens, and the Force will be with you, always.